Not everything that smiles is healthy. Let me begin with an uncomfortable truth, a truth that perhaps no one ever told you, a truth that we often ignore because pretending is easier than facing reality. Not everything that smiles is healthy. Yes, not everyone who laughs is okay. Not everyone who posts motivational quotes sleeps peacefully at night. Not everyone who appears successful has peace. Not everyone who looks strong has stopped crying. Not everyone who seems spiritual has stopped breaking inside. And not everyone who says, I'm fine, truly is. We live in a world where we have learned to perform, to survive emotionally, to smile when we are exhausted, to work when we are broken, to keep moving forward when deep inside we feel like something has already shattered. We have become experts at pretending, experts at saying, everything is fine, I'm blessed. Everything is under control. I'm focused. I'm strong. But inside, anxiety is consuming us. Sadness is draining us. Emotional exhaustion is leaving us empty. And perhaps someone needed to hear this today. You are not weak because you are tired. Listen carefully, because this is important. You are not less of a man because you feel exhausted. You are not less of a woman because you feel emotionally drained. You are not less spiritual because you sometimes have doubts. You are not less courageous because there are nights when you simply cannot keep going. And today I want to speak to you from a real place, not from a pedestal, not as someone who has all the answers, not as a spiritual superhero. I want to speak to you from the scars, from the difficult nights, from the mistakes, from those moments when someone smiles on the outside while inside they feel like they are fighting silent wars. Because if life has taught me anything, it is that there are wounds nobody sees. Invisible wounds, emotional wounds, wounds of the soul, mental wounds, spiritual wounds. And many times they are the most painful because when you break an arm, everyone understands. But when your mental peace is broken, many people judge you. When you have a fever, people ask if you need anything. But when you are emotionally exhausted, many expect you to keep functioning the same way, as if you were a machine, as if you did not feel, as if it did not hurt. And perhaps you are listening to this while driving, or while working, or while lying in your bed, or maybe while pretending everything is okay. But deep inside you know something is not okay. Perhaps you have spent weeks smiling for others, months, years, and nobody knows how much it costs you. Nobody knows how much effort it takes just to get out of bed. Nobody knows how many times you have wanted to give up emotionally. Nobody knows how much you have cried in silence because there are tears that never come out in front of others. There are cries that only the walls of a room have witnessed. There are conversations with God that no one hears. There are silences that weigh far too much. And something is happening in this generation. We have become very good at pretending to be happy, but very bad at honestly talking about our pain. We have more filters, more likes, more platforms, more followers, more technology, but less peace, more anxiety, more emptiness, more comparison, more exhaustion, more silent depression. We live in a time when you can have thousands of followers and still feel completely alone. And that is dangerous because we begin to confuse approval with love, likes with identity, attention with worth, appearance with health. And no, not everyone who seems happy is healthy. There are marriages smiling in photographs while barely surviving emotionally. There are exhausted leaders. There are lost young people. There are parents who are broken inside. There are mothers crying in silence after putting their children to bed. There are men pretending to be strong while carrying guilt, anxiety, fear, and frustration. There are women tired of emotionally supporting everyone while nobody asks how they are doing. And perhaps the greatest problem is not being wounded. The greatest problem is pretending that you are not, because what you hide often ends up controlling you. What you do not heal comes out. It comes out as anxiety. It comes out as anger. It comes out as frustration. It comes out as self-sabotage. It comes out as broken relationships. It comes out as emotional exhaustion. It comes out as insomnia. It comes out as irritability. It comes out as emptiness. It comes out as unexplained sadness, because the soul gets tired too. Yes, the soul gets tired too, and there is a kind of exhaustion that cannot be fixed by sleeping 8 hours. There is emotional exhaustion, spiritual exhaustion, Mental exhaustion, the exhaustion of someone who has carried too much, the exhaustion of someone who has been strong for too long, the exhaustion of someone who has spent years pretending. And I want to tell you something today. Listen carefully. Being strong does not mean never crying. Being strong does not mean never feeling. Being strong does not mean pretending. Sometimes true strength begins when someone finally says, I can't do this alone anymore. And I know this may sound strange. But admitting pain requires courage, a tremendous amount of courage, because we live in a world that rewards appearances. We were taught to compete, to impress, to produce, to perform, to prove ourselves, to pretend. But very few people taught us how to heal. Very few taught us how to slow down. Very few taught us how to listen to the soul. And perhaps you have spent years living for others, trying to meet expectations, trying to prove your worth, trying to impress, trying not to disappoint, trying to survive. And in the middle of all that, you lost yourself. You disconnected from yourself, from God, from your peace, from your dreams, from your essence. Because there is a difference between living and merely surviving. And there are people who have been emotionally surviving for years. Surviving abandonment, betrayal, rejection, poverty, fear, anxiety, emotional pain, loss, disappointment, injustice, loneliness. And I want to pause here for a moment because someone needs to hear this. Your pain does not make you less worthy. I will say it again. Your pain does not make you less worthy. It does not make you less intelligent. It does not make you less spiritual. It does not make you less strong. It does not make you less of a man. It does not make you less of a woman. It does not make you less valuable. Pain does not cancel your purpose. Wounds do not cancel your value. Exhaustion does not cancel your identity. And yes, there are days when a person simply grows tired of being strong, tired of fighting, tired of carrying everything, tired of pretending, tired of smiling while breaking apart inside. And perhaps this message came to give you permission to do something. Stop pretending, because healing begins when we stop acting, when we stop saying everything is fine, when we know it is not. Healing begins with honesty, with truth, with humility, with vulnerability, with courage, with that uncomfortable conversation with yourself when you say, I am tired, I am hurt, I am confused, I need help, I need peace. And yes, peace, because there is something powerful here. The image says, your peace is worth more than pretending to be happy. And that is profound, because many people traded peace for approval, peace for toxic relationships, peace for validation, peace for money. Peace for social acceptance, peace for the appearance of success, peace for belonging. But listen to this. Nothing is worth your mental health. Nothing. Not a relationship, not a position, not a platform, not your ego, not social pressure, not appearances. Your mental peace matters. Your emotional health matters. Your soul matters. Your heart matters. Your silence matters. Your rest matters. Your dignity matters. And perhaps today someone needs to stop proving things to the world, because living to impress is exhausting. It wears you down. It drains you. It causes you to lose yourself. And the sad part is that many times we do all of this searching for love, searching for acceptance, searching to feel like we are enough. But here is the truth. You will never heal if your self-worth depends on external approval.